Review of May 25th to 31st, 2015. Copyrighted May 31st, 2015 by Doc Castellano, Doc C, PhD Company, Simi Valley, California, 93063, USA, all rights reserved. Something occurred on the peripheral of my life. I and my family did not want an impossible event to occur. The girl and her family wanted. The young man was thrown out of their family and was in a bad mess. My son rescued the young man and obtained for him a clean living. Hoover's knocked him down. With my financial help, I and my family obtained the best for the young man. The criminally insane Hoovers figured if they do him in, I will have to become involved in their criminally insane nonsense. They guessed wrong. I have decided, for me, the case is closed. The girl and her family, with the criminally insane, stinking Hoovers, must correct their crazy, masturbating nonsense. Now, upward and onward in obtaining honors and reasonable compensation in my world-class achievements, especially Xerox photoelectric copier, my hometown, billions. Lightification of electronic radiation, my original work, #1 in the world. Then who am I? Should obtain definitely honors and reasonable compensation for my laser futuristic multi-purpose core and beam. The first thing I did was to try to actually help sightless people. And then there's this string theory with the hoopla and the money. That, as you review, that seems to be what occurs with the Brits. Going way back, I have seen some exposés about Newton cussing and words they call, and the most critical being man established that he became a debt collector for the money. And back in them days, if you were a debt collector, you got the money, and that's what he wanted. So he was strong and didn't care about the Royal Society that they made him what he was. He wanted the money. And in fact, at that time, if you didn't pay, not only would imprison you, they could actually kill you, punishable by death. And according to this expose, he had some people hung for not paying their debt. That's a scientist. Then you go with that fella, was it Leachy or Sliggy, with the tooth, and how they built that up and wrote books. Come to find out it's a fraud. It was a pig's tooth, I think. Then there's the Loch Ness Monster. I saw twice in one night. They showed it and repeated it. And then the next night, and I haven't seen it now in 4 or 5 years, the man actually showed his equipment, how he built it and why. He did it as a way of going from his hotel on the lake to a buddy of his in another hotel as a prank. That's the man said, and it shows the man. Then there's the crop dust. All these people fly there and stay at hotels, and they do this, that, and the other thing to find a Loch Ness Monster. It's fraud money. And the crop, the circle crops, it showed the men with their equipment, saying this is how they did it. Came in carefully, made the circle, and then carefully went out the same tracks and covered their track. Yeah, that was on, I seen that twice. Now there's this fella that took my string theory. They go right by my office, and they come by my office again while I'm working on string theory, and they go back to England, and they write a book about string theory, and when it takes off, they're making money and hoopla. Now they've got a man that's one of 3 men that actually does the work there and says it's a fraud. These are not my words. These are the words of a man that actually is part of what he said. It's all done, and it's a fraud. So the Brits have a history of fraud. Of course, in the U.S., wow, correct. No. What I want to mention is that upward and onward in obtaining honors and reasonable compensation. And that is, I don't say everything I've done because it's not in the public. And I'm not one to bang on drum and, but I must, by the laws of God and man, the Constitution, the U.S. Constitution, Civil Rights, Bill of Rights, says not I could or should, I must be reasonably compensated for my work. And to all those who agree and could and should help, I say thank you.